Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Splash Bros video. In today's episode, we have Ialshihi. I think it's a little tough to pronounce, but anyways, he completed a 12-win challenge with an absolutely absurd deck. It's one that's very, very off meta. It's the one on the bottom left-hand corner there, guys. And I really want to show you this gameplay. You don't really see Graveyard that often anywhere. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna call him Shihi from now on, just because I don't want to like mispronounce it 100 times for you guys. So yeah, basically I told him like, hey man, you want to be on the channel? Just find a really fun deck and win a 12-win grand challenge with it. So I have 8 through 12, or excuse me, like 8 through 11. You know, the last one is victory, and 1 loss. But anyways, let's just get right into it. And I wanted you guys to see the loss as well, just because I think that it's important to see losses, to know like how you can go against losses and stuff, and like how you can learn from them. But anyways, we actually are going up against a Graveyard deck in this one, and like I said, they're really not that common. But I as well have, besides the gameplay, he has like 7 or 8 tips that I'm going to just read off the screen on the right here, and in the second battle, just so you guys can kind of learn from what he's really thinking and what he goes through in his thought process. But yeah, anyways, let's just start off right here, and I'll probably read those off the notes in the next one so that you can kind of learn them before we keep going, you know what I mean? But I just want to commentate on the first one just so you guys have a little understanding of what's kind of going on here. So obviously it has the Dark Prince, which is crazy crazy good right now in the meta. Everyone is using it, and if you're not, then I don't know what you're doing. But anyways, here we go. So Graveyard is coming down, so we play our Poison, which is a fantastic card against the Graveyard. And as you can see, Dr. Destiny actually also has Poison. So I'm very curious to see how Shihi is able to get this W. So we're already a minute 40 into the game, a minute 20, and let's see how we can play some defense here. So Dark Prince obviously going up against right there, and we're just keep moving. This is actually, is it a mirror matchup? I don't know if we have Ice Wizard. I didn't even, yes we do. This is a mirror matchup. What are the odds? That's actually kind of crazy. And but yeah, anyway, so we actually use our own Graveyard on the right hand side, and it is poisoned as well. She probably knew that because he's realized that we're kind of going against a mirror matchup, but he's the pro. And pros know how to get connections onto the tower, as that baby dragon gets like 5 or 6 slaps right on the right hand side, bringing it down to 1688. Now we play a defensive tombstone right there, and we're doing a solid job as well with the Ice Wizard, barely taking any damage right there. So we're playing defense against this charged up. Okay, that knight is now dead, so we're gonna have to go pretty hard here with our, okay, interesting. Dr. Destiny played the Poison on offense, and that could be punishable, which it is, and that right-hand tower is being brought all the way down, and the baby dragon gets a connection onto the tower as well, and boom, that's huge. That was, wow, Dr. Destiny accidentally plays, I don't know if you guys saw that, the tornado on the top left corner. And anyways, there we go. Does the Poison get, does he even play a Poison? He decides not to play a Poison, and that could be his doom, guys. Let's see here. As, oh, the Barbarian Barrel, I thought was going to get a connection, and we do get a connection as well as the Poison, and that is going to be GG, guys. And instead of having to wait to the next one, I'm just going to keep on rolling. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Here we go, into the next match. So this is for the 9th loss, actually. So he does lose in this one, but he's in the 9th match. And I want you guys to kind of see, let's see what he kind of, the mistakes that he makes, because those are obviously really important to understand on what goes on. It's obviously a Sparky deck with lightning, but okay, so we have the notes right here ready for us, and I'm just gonna read them off. So yeah, he says, first of all, this is a control deck. So what does he mean by that? Is you need to be passive. You need to be a passive player. You need to avoid as much as you can playing the baby dragon first. The only exception is if you have Poison, Barbarian, or Tornado. You can cycle your Barbarian Barrel, but that's really about it. And he says, if you figure out your opponent's deck, it's kind of something that's intuitive, right? When you figure out your opponent's deck, then you kind of know that its weaknesses, and then you can counter attack. Well, his point is that with this deck, you have lots of different cards that you can counteract with, and that you can use from defense to offense. Let's see what else he says. When they have cards that are not necessarily ones that are very good against your particular deck, like if you're going against an all-air deck or something, then he says it's particularly important to push opposite side. And then he says if you have NATO in hand, you really want to use it on the offensive end and pushing things towards your princess or king tower, whatever you're attacking, so that the baby dragon, the splash of the attack, it gets on to the princess or king tower. He loves to use NATO on offense, but he also says using it on defense is important if you're going against like a hog or something. But we actually see here, this is kind of funny, he uses the skeleton army on defense to take care of that Sparky right there. So next he says, versus minor matchups, stack tombstones and try to win bridge battles. So by stacking tombstones, he's talking about putting them in the bottom right or bottom left hand corner, wherever that miner is going, to be able to predict it and beat it in that way. What you can also do that he didn't mention was you can also tornado the miner, unless they play the miner in the one tornado to the king tower spot, which is the top right tile or the top left tile. But yeah, so it's also something you could do. He says versus mirror matchups, try to win bridge battles as well, and then versus miner, definitely tombstone as well, or you can graveyard in the back. Finally, versus balloon, tombstone in the middle, then NATO to the king tower, so you don't get hit. That's actually really, really important, and something that's really interesting to kind of conceptualize is if you play the tombstone in the middle, then the balloon goes towards the middle, and then you can NATO it straight to your tower. And if you time it correctly, you won't even take a hit to your tower, because the right or left side are both going to be attacking the balloon at the same time. And you'll only take death damage, which is really, really important. Those are some extremely good tips, guys, for this deck. So we're obviously in overtime here, and it looks like we're not really able to make that many connections here. And okay, oh man, that's really unfortunate that NATO did not kill the Sparky in time, as this is going to probably be some heavy damage. I honestly love the deck that Oliver Ed is playing. I really think that the Goblin Giant's a pretty strong card, and you obviously always see it with Sparky, but it's a really, really good matchup. So we decided to go opposite lane of the Sparky here, and this could be our demise, as we're honestly not able to do a solid job there and not able to get too many connections on the left-hand tower. I'm pretty curious as to why we lost this one. I'm not quite sure, but okay, the tombstone not able to do too much damage here as the lightning goes out. I mean, that lightning cycle definitely just destroyed us. Whenever we try to play some defense, the lightning definitely destroyed us. But you can kind of see here that we're playing really, really tough defense, and Oliver D is not having any of it. Shihi did not go down. He went down fighting. He went down definitely with pride. As he's really trying his best to put the poison plus any card really, but the lightning goes down, and that is going to be the end of that one right there. So we did get to see a loss, but now let's see Shihi take the W's, as we have 3 more matches to go. So here we go. So again, we have Baby Dragon. Let's see if he goes against his own rules and plays Baby Dragon first. I'm very curious to see. And let's see if we can go with Tombstone. And Tombstone's also something very interesting because it's normally with Lava Hound decks. So like if you play that, your opponent might think you're using Lava Hound and then go really hard in one particular lane, the opposite lane of where you put your Tombstone. But obviously we don't have that kind of deck. And you can catch your opponent by surprise with a Graveyard. I'm always surprised by a Graveyard in this meta because you never really see it, you know? And boom, that's a big Dark Prince hit. And there's another one. Can we get that? Oh, I don't want that little skeleton to get a hit. But here we go. We're definitely going to poison that princess, I was going to say. That's a very smart move right there. And we have Barbarian back in cycle. So this is really not a problem. We can, I mean, Ice NATO, guys. Ice NATO is the combo of the century, as we absolutely just take that out. One minion actually got a couple hits on the tower, which is not too good, but Ice NATO, guys. It's one of the best defenses in the game, and the Ice Wizard, after it got its buff, is so prevalent in many decks, which is why I maxed it out, honestly, in my deck. But here we go. We're gonna get, hopefully, this 3... we're not able to see it. Something really, really interesting that we can see here is that when a Skeleton Army is placed in the middle of a Dark Prince, its attack goes 360 and destroys Skeleton Armies, which is kind of fun to see. We're going to have to poison again that princess on the left-hand side. And it's a pretty even matchup right now. And a Barbarian Barrel is going to be going down now. There we go, to take out the Goblin Barrel. So, he's been... I can't really tell, but it doesn't look like we're leaking too much elixir here. And I think that that's also a very important thing to do, especially double elixir time. Oh, that baby dragon. But honestly, the baby dragon plus the NATO is also really, really, really good. And we bring that right-hand tower down to 13-16. We're cycling back to the Barbarian Barrel again. It's a very, very quick cycle back to your Barbarian Barrel, as we can obviously see right there. And a baby dragon is going to go down probably. And then we're also going to put down, come on, let's see it. Yep, there's a graveyard. But now, poison goes down to take care of that Goblin gang. And we're going to get some solid connections here as... Okay, Ice NATO, baby. Let's see it. Let's bring it all together. There we go. 1, 2, and boom. Alright, that's some solid defense. Back to the Barbarian Barrel again. These Juke Barrels aren't doing too good against us, but actually, that Goblin did get a couple stabs. But here we go. We're basically poisoning out if we can, and there goes the Goblin gang that we're obviously able to just poison away. A couple slaps from our Skeleton Army, our graveyard, and boom, that is going to be GG. Well played. From Omar. So let's just go in right into the next matchup right here, the number 10. We only have 2 more to go here. These are kind of flying by, guys. But anyways, we're up against LMT Pataxo. I was going to be showing you between matches the people that he went up against, but they're basically really, really high on ladder players, and they all would have shown you the same exact thing, like top 1,000 players. But yeah, just letting you know, he's obviously a very good player. And there we see the Tornado. Oh my god. The Tombstone did too much damage. And we were not able to get a King Tower activation there. Which is honestly 3 elixir down the drain, which kind of sucks. But it's okay. Let's see what Ialshihi can do. We're going to be poisoning as well. And there it is. Honestly, it's a super high elixir push. But it's something that's kind of important to do. As obviously we can see here that... that Hawk is doing some work on us. And that Valkyrie gets a slap as well. Ooh. Well played is right, Shihi. Well played is right. Oh my god, there's Earthquake in that deck. I didn't even notice. That's really, really fun. I honestly don't see anything. And guys, let me know in the comment section below, what do you think of the new card? The Goblin... Wow. And just a... Excuse me, a lone Earthquake. Okay. But yeah, what do you think about the new Goblin Bruiser or whatever it's called? I think that that's a really interesting card. I think it's one that is going to be mainly used exclusively in defensive card decks. I think it's going to absolutely kill Expo players because you can just place that down and then you're kind of screwed because when that goes down, when the Goblin cage goes down, then you also have to deal with, I'm curious, does it then automatically connect to the tower, or does it go to the, like how the Skeleton's interaction is, where it just goes straight to the tower, or does it go to the Goblin? I guess we'll find out, but that's really, really cool. That's okay, so here we go. We do get the connection onto the tower right there, and we already took down the left-hand side, so that's important as well. Earthquake does go down, taking our left-hand tower to 835, but now we can place our Tombstone willy-nilly, which is fantastic. Poison goes down for those archers. I'm kind of curious why he does that. It's using a lot of elixir, but here we go. When Earthquake goes down, that's a big Earthquake, but we can NATO that to the center, baby. That's not going to be a problem at all. With 30 seconds to go, this deck has extremely good defensive cards. Baby Dragon, NATO. Ice Wizard, NATO. And Poison. I mean, guys, this deck is extremely, extremely control, very patient deck. But with 10 seconds to go here, he was trying to cycle Earthquakes plus Hog Riders, but guys, that is not going to be enough as we NATO away, and that is going to be GG's. All right, guys, we got, I believe it's only one deck to go, and it was for the 11th attack, which is the 12th finish. And guys, here we go. Let's get right into it. Let's see how Shihi finished it off. Oh, I do want to mention, he did say this, that he knew exactly what deck he was going up against, so he did something very unorthodox. Remember I was saying to be patient? He said that he just went all in on one side, I don't remember which side he said it was on, and just decimated the tower in one push, and then played defense the rest of the game. But I mean, I guess if you know what you're going up against, that's kind of what you do. You have to play a little more unorthodox if you know how to win against it. But let's see what he does. He just goes, okay, you know what? I know what deck we're going up against. And then just absolutely goes ham against this guy. From Balone from Nova. And that's a huge commitment on the right-hand side there. So we also go on the right-hand side against this P.E.K.K.A. And boom. Dark Prince gets a connection, Baby Dragon gets a connection, Skeleton Army gets a connection, and there goes that tower, just like he said. That is exactly what we had to do. And he's calling good game. He's already calling good game, guys. This is absurd. But yeah, honestly, you can play really good defense now. Like we mentioned, after you take a tower, it's kind of like Expo, right? Once you take a tower, you can just kind of play defensively. Not that it's easy, but it's possible to basically do that. But here we go, just leaking an elixir here, but we play an ice wizard at the bottom of the bridge, and okay, we're going up against a pretty tough attack here, but we play some defense there with the Dark Prince. We play a tombstone that doesn't really work, but the NATO, we use the NATO to bring the King Tower activation, which is pretty big, but we did take a hit to the tower. Unfortunately, wow, Balone plays a willy-nilly freeze that does nothing. That's bad news. But Shihi is just, you know, that 20 win badge, that's what you gotta get. That is the most important thing in this game, obviously our badges. I'm just messing with you, but here we go. On this left-hand tower here, we're just gonna do some solid defense once again. So looks like he's trying to split lane push, possibly a P.E.K.K.A. on the right and then a balloon on the left or something. Not quite sure, but I guess we'll find out very soon. Ice Wizard goes down, we play our own tombstone, and perhaps, okay, look at this push we're about to go up against. A balloon, a P.E.K.K.A., and a Lumberjack. Lumberjack gets decimated though, and here we go. We gotta play some defense. Tornado, very good tornado right there. Double Ice Wizards, look at those double Ice Wizards, and that, oh my god. What defense that we just saw right there from Shihi. I mean, this dude is absolutely killing it. He just did a super solid job, and it was against a pretty solid variety as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed in this episode. If you did, please give it a like, subscribe, and with 3, 2, 1, hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.